Welcome back or welcome front if it's the first time joining. I am Joshua with Weird Gaming Adventure, and today we're talking about Star Wars. We're talking about Star Wars Galaxies. In particular, we're talking about Star Wars Galaxies Legends. We are going to find out what Star Wars Galaxies Legends is and why you should play Star Wars Galaxies Legends. But don't listen to me. Let's talk to the professionals. Straight from the horse's mouth. Wait, what race are you? RoarAsh.
I'm a Twi'lek in game, but I'm human right now.
Straight from the Twi'lek in-game human right now mouth. RoarAsh, tell us about yourself. Ash, go.
Hey, so my name is Ash, and I've been on the SWG Legends team now for almost 5 years. So yeah, I'm almost part of the furniture, to be honest. I've been around here for a long time, and I'm actually one of the project admins. There's 3 of us, and I'm one of them. So yeah.
Very good. So you say you're part of the furniture. You put like the plastic over the furniture. You're going to be around forever.
Yes. It's honestly, it feels like the project is going into its 5th year in February, but it feels like so much longer because we do so much and there's always so much going on. It feels like 20 years. I mean,
that's what I'm talking about. I don't even have to ask you questions. You are already in it. So let me ask you the first question, though, Roar Ash. For those of you who don't know what Star Wars Galaxies Legends is, give us a brief synopsis.
a good summary, I think, of the project would be, obviously we are looking to recreate the moments which people had in Star Wars Galaxies in the NGE version. We're a non-profit community and we're all volunteers that work on the project. And yeah, it's SWG Legends has kind of flourished into this huge thing which people love. And for some people, they prefer their experience of Legends compared to the original Star Wars Galaxies, which it completely boggles my mind. Like that people actually love this. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah.
Very good. So give us what differentiates Star Wars Galaxies Legends from other servers that could be out there.
Yeah. So I like I said to you yesterday before we actually started recording, I'm aware of so many other projects and communities, and at least in my opinion, I think it's amazing that anybody that's involved with emulation and Star Wars Galaxies is a really good thing. But I think when it comes to Legends specifically, I don't know. I don't know what makes it different. I think the fact is we're so kind of community driven. Everybody that works on the team, they're huge, passionate Star Wars fans. Like, I'm a baby fan compared to some of the geeks on the team. Like, they know all of the lore and the stories. I would say I'm kind of okay with the lore of Star Wars. I wouldn't say I'm a total expert, but there's just so much passion that goes into Legends. I think that maybe separates it a little bit, and then that translates into game content and into live events and community interaction. So I think that all of that love and that passion just kind of goes to the front and people see that. So yeah.
And Star Wars Galaxies Legends has been around now for 5 years.
Yes, almost 5 years. Yeah,
about 5 years. So and it has become, from my research, the most popular server that is out there. And so tell us why we should be playing an NGE server compared to, say, like a Basilisk type of server.
sure. Like, I don't want to be the person that compares other servers to Legends because I respect what people do in their retrospective communities and their servers. But I think the one thing that Legends does well, and I hope people that watch this can agree, is just the stories and making it meaningful. It's very easy for us as a project to add things into the game and read things which people want, but we always look at the purpose, like how does that make people feel, how does that make them interact with the universe within the game. So yeah, a lot of that goes into it.
So the game is what was left off once Star Wars Galaxies officially signed off in 2011. So that
Hmm.
means we have all of the content, correct? For the most
Yeah,
part. Mhm.
for the most part. I think there's a few tiny bits missing from like when they did the um I think it was like unlocking the city. There's a few collections and a few
Mhm.
tiny bits of content in there. Yeah.
So, and that is one thing that differentiates Star Wars Galaxies Legends from some of the others. Now, I love the original Star Wars Galaxies. I
Me
played in
too.
beta. I started out right from the beginning. Um, but one of the great things about Legends, there's so much content, and
Yeah.
it allows the player base to stick around because of that, which takes us into the next question. Why is it, in your opinion, that the Legend server actually has such a strong online player population?
That's such an interesting question. I guess in some ways these fans have been with us for 5 years, and you know they obviously see something in the project and they see something that maybe is represented in the game. I mean, one thing that's really important for me with Legends, and I always make a really big deal out of this when we do meetings and when we're talking about the project, I always want it to be really inclusive, so it appeals to every type of gamer, because I think it's very important when you're, especially when you're using Star Wars, to make it inclusive and to make it meaningful for people and to have it have purpose. So I hope that what we put in kind of translate into people wanting to play with us. You know, I'm all for, you know, Legends appealing to everybody, because it's very easy to market something to target a specific type of player, a specific type of Star Wars fan, but we want it to appeal to everybody, you know,
And
regardless of what aspect of the game you like, regardless if you like crafting or PvE, we want it to appeal to everyone. Yeah.
and that is very important because Star Wars in general is a hokey religion, as
Yeah.
Han Solo would say. It's life to some people, and so if it is Star
Yes.
Wars Galaxies, you want to encapsulate the galaxy, and I feel that Star Wars Galaxies Legends does do that. You have crafting, you have role playing, you have all of those things. You have the legacy quest, so there's a linear aspect, and then there's the non-linear sandbox
Yeah.
aspect to it as well, which a lot of people did not like the change from the original part of the game, vanilla, as they
Hmm.
say, and then to the NGE, the combat upgrade. So, what would you say to those who feel like the CU was the death of Star Wars Galaxies?
I think when it comes to the versions of the game, I I wish that people would look at it more as kind of three separate games, because there's such different experiences. You know, the NGE is full of content and ways of creating your own content within the Chronicle system and storytelling. And then you have, you know, the CU, which was a mixture of the old progression, and they're trying to implement new ways of game mechanics. So it literally is like three different versions,
Mhm.
three separate games. Um, yeah, it's a very difficult one, but I think that people should be willing to try all different types of experiences with Star Wars Galaxies. You know, there's so much there to explore.
And there's nothing wrong with trying out other servers. I'm sure that
Sure.
you would suggest that people do that. And we all do. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
do
gaming. Yeah, it's gaming. We're gamers at the end of the day.
at the end of
Even
the
me.
day.
Yeah,
Mhm. We are companions, we're friendships, and that was one of the great things about Star Wars Galaxies in general, was the companionship. And you go wherever you
yeah,
find that companionship, and it's in all servers, specifically due to the population, due to the devs and the servers. Legends, in my mind, is where you can find that. All right.
yeah. There's been some amazing stories. I mean, I can share some of them with you. Like with some of the the Legends community. I mean, we've had people that have met in game and married. You know, when we did the Ewok Festival of Love, there was I can't name him, but there was a player that was going through like an identity crisis. He didn't know who he was in the world, and he actually came out to his parents. So Legends was a huge, you know, it's crazy. It boggles my mind that this means so much to people, and the experiences that we give them can impact their life. Like this guy came out to his parents as gay, and I was like, wow, Legends gave him that confidence to do that. And that's when it means a lot to me, because it just shows that people take something from this. 100%.
I respect that. And you know, I wasn't planning on going in this direction, but I really appreciate you bringing that up, because that is what Star Wars Galaxies always has been.
Yeah.
Allow me to tell you a story of mine, certainly not as dramatic as that, but there was a time in my life where I was very sick, had something called Graves' disease, and it affected my thyroid, affected me mentally and whatnot. I was removed from my religion, and due to what was some bad actions, I suppose. But I had a sense of community. I had something that I could go to, and where I was not accepted, or due to whatever my own facts were there,
Yeah.
or whatever my flaws apparently were, I was accepted there. And that is something that gives you some sort of nostalgic moments. You always have that going back to that. And I respect that unequivocally.
I think nostalgia
Mm-hmm.
and creating positive moments for people.
Sure.
And one thing that means a lot to me is the Star Wars characters. You know, whenever we do an event, and quite often I may be improvising as you know, Chewbacca or Han Solo, I always try and make it meaningful, because when people interact with these Star Wars characters, we want them to have memorable experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Something that sticks with them and thinks, wow, SWG Legends gave me that, and it means something. So I hope that we do that pretty well. I mean, after almost 5 years, I hope we got it down.
And you do. I could say that as an unbiased fan, as an unbiased game player, I can say that. So we have the past content, you know, that's wonderful. You have been working hard at the Bespin content. You guys have been sending out photos and all of that. So now I'm not going to ask you guys to spill any beans or anything. You're keeping that under your cap, but without bias, am I right to be as excited as I am?
Like, yeah. To be honest, and I mean, shout out to Odie, Kiko, Gray, the entire development and designer team. They have done an amazing job. Shout out to those guys. Bespin really is a game changer, I think, for Star Wars Galaxies. It really puts you in the center of an amazing story, and there's no words. Like, I've actually been, I mean, people might be a little bit excited when they hear this, but I've actually been playing through the content over the last 2 weeks, because we've got a media preview coming up. So I've been playing through, getting familiar with the mechanics and the story, and oh my God, you guys are in for a hell of a treat. Like, it is everything and more than you could wish for. It's amazing.
You hear that, Star Wars Galaxies fans? Get
It's
the
amazing.
Max Rebo band. We're going on tour.
Sign noodles, yeah.
RoarAsh has been playing. I'm not going to speak for you, but that means it's pretty darn close. Not going to speak for you.
No comment on that one. You have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. That is fantastic. Anything that you want to say before we sign off, Ash? I know you gave some shout outs. Anything else?
I just want to say to everybody that's out there that's part of this community, thank you so much for the support. We read it every single day. We read your comments. We feel the love. And without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you. Thank you for everything.
and we thank you. For Ash, I again Joshua with Weird Gaming Adventure. By the way, let me just throw this out here. I did a speculation video, just finished it up regarding Bespin. That's going to drop before this one does. And so we'll cross-link these videos. You can see my speculation, and we'll see how close I am.
You never know. You might hit it on the nail. You never know.
Maybe a couple nails. I may bend a few, but we'll drive it in either way.
You might find this funny, but I remember once we released content. I think it was part of the Jedi theme park that we released, and somebody actually guessed the release date. Somebody was in Discord typing, and I thought that there'd been a leak, like somebody had leaked like information that somebody actually got the date. And I remember thinking like, holy shit, somebody. But the player was just guessing. But I was like, oh my gosh, what's going up there?
Well, I wasn't going to throw myself out there and do anything like that. I just speculated on the type of gameplay, the characters, based on when the setting is and whatnot. So I'm sure you look forward to that. I hope, at least. And again, like I said, Josh Cleveland, Weird Gaming Adventure, RoarAsh, Star Wars Galaxies Legends. See you in the next video. And we
doing
are
doing the shout out.
Scruffy looking nerf herders.
Legit.